process or methods by which you can easily land a job. Now, most often we usually hear about people getting a job and we don't even know about the process. So you only hear about the offer and not the application. My presentation is going to be more visual than what I will even say. So probably those who are a little artistic will get a better understanding of my presentation than what I will say. On the regular, my presentation style might be something around slide 16, but I understand most people are data analysts and data scientists and they want to see some diagrams and the likes. So I decided to ignore the text only kind, the text and outline shape of presentation and do something that best fits everybody. So as I started, that most often we only hear about the offer and not the application. So that is what we are going to talk about. How do you get um, this? Can you see my screen? No. Yes, you should see my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just a minute. Let me minimize this. Okay, so this is okay. So a little about me. This is something that you want to read, but a little about me is my name is Eli Pulim Gamo. Call me Eli Pulim or just Eli if that is too long for you. Just Eli. I just love the science of technology. That will be a different topic for us to discuss, and I also believe in giving people the deserving opportunities that they deserve. Okay, so that's a little about me. Um, a little of a motivation. If you are applying for jobs and you are not getting it, um, just again, if I'm not looking into the camera, don't feel I'm not looking at you, okay, because of the screen at this side. If you are applying for jobs and you're not getting it and it looks like everybody is against you and your family feels like we've wasted 4 years, you've not gotten a job, another 2 years for masters, you've done a lot of trainings, you are actually not lazy. So I saw a few posts, I think this was um, Kenya, that we are not lazy, let us prove our abilities, we are not lazy, we are just unemployed, and a lot of posts. Then I also saw a post about someone saying that, yeah, they said we should go for a degree. We have the degree. They said we should go for training. We have the training. They said we should have a CV. We have a CV. They said we should go for cover letters. We have cover letters. They said we should optimize our CVs, LinkedIn and the likes. We've done all those. Now they are asking us for 10 years experience. Unfortunately, those who have 10 years experience are also unemployed. So who are told you want to employ? So the unemployment kind of thing just cuts across board, and wherever you are, don't feel you are left alone in this. Okay. And it doesn't mean you are unfortunate. It doesn't mean you are yeah, whatever people are saying about you, it's okay. It's not okay to be unemployed, but it's okay to go through the process. That is one of the things you have to know. But from Monday going, this is yeah, the last one is saying that by fire by tender, we are employing ourselves in the companies, whether the HRs agree or not. So we are sending a warning to the HRs. If you agree to any of the things I say, I'll be glad you show some reactions. What this will not be about. This talk will not be about CV and cover letters. It will not be about develop portfolios. It will not be about LinkedIn optimization. Oh, I just noticed I'm sharing the first drafts of my PowerPoint. So don't worry if you see errors in it. These things are very important, okay? They are very, very important, but I will not talk about these things, okay? You need a portfolio, you need a CV, you need to optimize your LinkedIn, your cover letters, and the likes, but this particular speech is not going to be about this. One of the CV templates or materials about CV that I admire the most is the Harvard template for CV and cover letters. You can just take a screenshot and then look for this particular document. They have a lot, but this one stands out for me. And aside that too, you can also look for just Google Google XYZ, Google XYZ style of CV writing. You can check those ones up. Now, to the main presentation. How we do application most often happens to be like a lottery. So you see an application out there or you see a job post and then you just decide to also throw in your raffle. So there are a lot of numbers in there. Then you also decide to just join one of the numbers. So that's how we do application. And then the HR or the managing, the hiring manager has to select one person or probably select five people, or they leave your destiny to an ATS to do the selection. So that is how we randomly apply for jobs, even if you don't know, okay? Because a lot of people are applying and they have to select someone. Sometimes you are the most qualified, but LinkedIn, that you apply a job through LinkedIn and you don't even get a notification that your CV is under review. Most people don't even know. LinkedIn sends you a message that your application is under review. So which means that if they've not reviewed the application, you will not receive any notification for it. So it means that yes, you were not picked by the raffle. The system or those in charge never selected you. Now, how do we do application? Number one, we just do the mass application. Um, if not for time, I would have wanted us to just tell ourselves how we do application and then we point out what we are doing wrong. But I think that can be done at the end of the meeting. If I don't remember, I'll be glad if someone can just remind me about this. Yes. So number one, we just see an application. GES is recruiting. Then we also train our applications with all our CV certificates and everything. Then a very low opportunity, we get high number of people. Then people also apply through the easy apply button on LinkedIn. Oh, this is so simple. You just click on it. Simple is always not the best. Then some people also ignore experiences. So they are saying that, okay, you need 12 years experience. You are just starting and you're also putting in your application. Sometimes I also recommend a minute. Sometimes I also recommend that even though you don't have the number of years of experience, you can gather all those years of experience in 1 year. I don't need to be a software engineer for 10 years to gather the experience of a 10-year software engineer. All I need to do is to do what he has done and also learn what he has learned, and that is all. Even though it will not be perfect or the same, but that still guarantees that yes, I've also been able to do likewise. So mass application, easy apply buttons, and then ignoring job experience. These are some of the ways we put ourselves into the application lottery. Um, Title-based search. So example, you read communication and from childhood you wanted to be a PRO for a company. Then you are still searching for PRO related jobs, forgetting that the system has transformed. So now PROs are sometimes called communication leads. There are different ways. Statisticians are now called data analysts, even though there's a difference between them. But um, don't always go looking for the same thing. Marketing guys are now called what's the name? Um, Developer advocates. Most of us don't even know what a developer advocate is. Developer advocate is just like a mediator between the tech team of a company and the tech team of the producing company and then the tech team of the user. That is what a developer advocate is. And basically what they do is marketing. So you will have to now understand, okay, these are the kind of things I want to do. I want to take up these responsibilities. What are the keywords I have to use? Don't just always go searching for the same thing. Software engineer, software engineer, software engineer. They are now called there are different ways of calling them. Data engineers, they are now being called applied data scientists. They are now being called integration in data integration personnel. There are different ways for calling them. So you go online and you are still searching for data analyst, and you won't find it. You are still searching for finance officer. No. So you have to look at what are the other ways that companies are now calling this job that I want to apply to. Then another thing is that some of us we just target the big name companies. Like, yeah, God bless you for targeting the big name companies. I hope you get them. But sometimes whatever thing you are looking for in the big name companies, you can equally get them in smaller companies. Another one is late submission, outdated advices. Yeah. Um, I can remember when I was few years ago when I was in the university in Ghana, the CV templates that they were presenting to us were things that were like t very, oh, sorry, so t means long time. Okay, so the templates they were giving to us were long time kind of things where you have to put your date of birth on your CV. You have to, they were so outdated, and those were the things that they were teaching us. But you come to the job market, it is not the same. So it's not our fault, it's not their fault, but you bear the results, so you have to correct it. So I've spoken about outdated keywords already. Now, tips for getting a good job. um, if you've not taken anything from this talk, I want you to pick four things. Number one, get a job by relationship. Oh, sorry, job based on value. Okay, based on value. Now, you are not just entering with value, or if you are writing, I want you to find a way of writing this down. You are not just entering with value, but make sure you keep the value. So this is how I might want to apply to a job. So I'm interested in um, applying to Blossom. Now I know Blossom Academy. I'm just using Blossom as a name. Okay. Now I know Blossom Academy, I know what they do, but they don't have a good social media um, kind of things. So I go to Blossom and then I tell them that, hi, Blossom Academy, I am ABCD, or probably even leave your identity behind. Your image is not even necessary now. Tell them how companies like Ghana Tech Lab and the likes were able to win a lot of funds, and how a lot of people know Ghana Tech Lab because Ghana Tech Lab is always executing most of their projects on media. How social media, email marketing, and the likes show them the results. Now tell Blossom Academy that Blossom Academy, you have this problem. Ghana Tech Lab also had this same problem, and Ghana Tech Lab solved it this way. Now, if you don't mind, I can spare some few nights to create some Instagram and the likes, manage it for you for 2 weeks and hand it over to you. That is a value you are giving to them. When you enter, then it's a free work kind of thing, or you tell them, oh, in my previous work, I used to do A, B, C, D, this was the result. That can be one of the things that you can do. What happens is that you are talking about, I'm talking about the reverse engineering kind of thing here, reverse job search. So you are now looking at the problem. So this company is having this problem. This is a way I think they can solve it. Prove to them that they can solve it this way. And if possible that you have the time, solve it for them, but don't finish solving it. Start solving it, let them see results, leave it. They will now reach out to you and now tell you that we have an offer. So if you know Mr. Beast, just give me a thumb up. Mr. Beast at the moment, I think is the highest paid YouTuber. Like that guy just makes too much money on YouTube. He's just 26 years old. Very, very extremely rich, like extremely rich. He has a a chocolate company. Now, he had passion. He was in Ghana some years back, some months back. Mr. Beast had his chocolate company, and anytime they produce a chocolate and they send them to Walmart and some other supermarkets, what they notice is that they get broken. Okay. Now, if you've ever tasted chocolate, the bar before, you will notice that there are some lines on it. Those lines are actually not designs. Those lines actually keep the chocolate in shape so that it doesn't get broken. It's so funny that those lines that looks like, oh, this one should rather make it broken, the lines rather make it stiff in that shape. So Mr. Beast, who doesn't know anything about it, and then he and then his guys started their chocolate company, and the yogurt. The why am I saying yogurt? Okay, there's a different story about yogurt in my head. Yeah. Whenever they send the chocolates out, then they are always broken. So this was what Mr. Beast did. Mr. Beast now have to hire people so that they rather go out to Walmart and some other markets for them to go and buy the broken chocolates because he has to prevent the bad PR. He doesn't want people to go see broken chocolates and now they start complaining. Walmart has already complained about it. So he has to keep himself in business. So this became more like a big problem for Mr. Beast. How can I stop? Like, who at all is breaking this chocolates? So they have to hire people to be going from Walmart to Walmart and from shop to shop just to buy his broken what's the name? His broken chocolates. Now, I understand that a university like KNUST, Chemical Engineering Level 300, you did product engineering. And some other courses too, you will definitely do some product engineering. Imagine you being a product engineer or you having just a basic knowledge about it. And then emailing Mr. Beast that Mr. Beast, this is your challenge and this is what you're supposed to do. Let's enhance the packaging, let's enhance the design. Tell him what he's supposed to do and imagine how much you can make from Mr. Beast. Now, this was how he got to know. He was having a conversation so frustrated with someone. They was like, no, this is the work of a product engineer. You don't have a product. You have a product, but you don't have a product engineer. This chocolate is out of your design. So leave it to a product engineer. And guess how much the product engineer made? Now, assume that you are now in the shape of that person. So that's about um, the reverse way. Instead of the company now telling you, we have this problem, we need this person to solve it for us, you rather tell them the problem and tell them how you can solve it. Another thing is to go in with a relationship. Don't just go and ask for a job. Don't just don't just connect to people on LinkedIn because you need to have about 500 connections on LinkedIn. When you want to connect to people on LinkedIn, please always, or usually, not always, usually use the message, attach a message. So if I want to connect with you, I have to ask myself, so why am I connecting with you? If I don't have a reason, then it means I don't have to connect with you. It's not about the value in the numbers as in 500 people are connected to me on LinkedIn. No. If I have 5 friends on LinkedIn and they are impacting my life better than 10,000 people, I'll prefer to go for the 5,000, the 500. So this is what I advise you do. Before you connect to anyone, type a message. Hello, ABCD. I admire your experience in what. Like, just say something that, but remember to just say something nice. But remember to end with a CTO, call to action, so that that will be the last message the person will read. Let's connect. Then the person connects with you. Okay, hello ABCD. I noticed we share a lot in common, especially data science and what. I admire ABC about you. Let's connect to discuss more. Then the person connects with you. Now, your goal is to ask the person for a job, but you can't just type, hi, give me a job. No. So start with a relationship. So let's talk. Oh, so have a conversation, like a neutral conversation. So imagine, so recently a guy won a contract for his company. The guy made a post about how AIs are being used and he was looking at the negative side. The guy went and then looked at how McKinsey, EY, and some other companies use Copilot and Microsoft services to make their businesses right. He DM'd the other guy and told him that, hi, I want you to look at this links. Then he gave a summary of everything and the impacts. That's the first part. The other guy read it and reached back. Are you open for a conversation? I'm really interested in this. They had a very good conversation Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, the other guy got to work. I was like, you remember you told me you work with this company that is into ABCD? I was like, yeah. Do you mind if if you guys can organize some teaching and other things for my company because I'm currently the head of what. That's how they won the contract. The guy who wanted to send a job application as a proposal never sent never sent an application. But rather, the other guy was rather the one asking, do you mind if you can do this? I'm like, okay, yeah, he will discuss it with his boss. Then he went to his boss and told his boss, bro, I got a contract. Like, how? Yeah, it was just over the weekend. And that's how I got a contract. Instead of now going and then convincing the person, oh, AIs and this and no. Start with a relationship. Don't just go and ask for jobs. Now, another thing is that skill base, okay? Look at the skills you have. To be sincere with you, some of us, we have to stop applying for jobs, okay? You are always applying for data science jobs, data engineering jobs, whatever job you're applying for. But deep within, you know that you never wrote a line of code off your head. You don't even know the difference between a bar chart and a pie chart. But you are always applying for data science jobs. You're always applying for data analysis jobs. It's just by the glory of God that you've never entered an interview. Otherwise, you would have disqualified yourself. So it is God that is saving you from not even getting any of the interview offers at the moment. So some of us, we have to just sit down and then get the jobs. Sorry, learn. I want to share the story of the chief of AI at IBM. So this guy, just because of time, sat in his room, learned AI, data science, went to IBM, went through the process smoothly. But before then, he had to connect with other people. But the baseline is he sat in his room and learned. There's another guy called Daniel at ZTM, Zero to Mastery. You can just search about him. He's one of their top AI trainers at the moment. He also sat in his room. He's a nutritionist. Yeah, he did food and dietetics, nutrition. Sat in his room, learned a lot, and now he's the one teaching at ZTM. And trust me, if you take a course from ZTM, you'll never regret it. Yeah. And I also advise that as I'm talking, I would prefer you look at the PowerPoint and then read, because I feel the PowerPoint conveys more than I do. Now, due to time, I just explained everything here so that I can skip this once. I hope that is okay with us. So I've spoken about relationship first. That is, lead with relationship, not with your resume. Don't just start an application, send your resume. No, everybody is applying with resume. Everybody is talking about what they can do. Like everybody is talking about me. No, you will prefer to give a job to someone you know than someone who is even qualified. Trust me, most of the politicians we complain about, when we find ourselves in their shoes, we'll do the same thing. So if everybody is trying to prove me, you try to have a relationship. Then after having a relationship, you tell the person that, hey, I also did A, B, C, D, even though I'm not very qualified. I think I can learn on the job. I have done A, B, C, D. Like, okay, let's give it a try and see. There's a saying that, oh, I know him, he can do it, is far better than he has a CV. So let's do with relationship. I've spoken about skill base. Then the reverse engineering is one of the things that I've spoken about. This one, you are going to act more like a company detective. You will have to sit down and even Google about the company. Who is this? Who is that? Who should I target? Okay, so I have to connect with this person. Okay, I can't connect with Elon Musk at the moment. Let me look through my LinkedIn channel. Okay, I know someone who knows the secretary to Elon Musk. Okay, so let me use that channel. So it's this processes look more like you have to do a lot of work. Okay, the four processes the five that I have listed here, they look like you have to do a lot of work, but trust me, they are even less easier. And if you don't get them, there's a likelihood that they will refer you. Okay. Now, the alternative channel is very important to me. You can have your CV. So it's more like whenever everybody is shouting and you're also shouting, your voice will never be heard. So everybody is sending CVs, and you also send CVs. You just fall within the lottery where the HR have to decide, there are 1,000 applications. Do I spend an entire month reviewing 1,000 applications, or I just go for the first five, or I just random, or I just use keywords? Who has a PhD? Who has 12 years experience? Who has no? Don't leave that to the choice. Now, let me tell you a story of one of the richest men, one of the rich men in the world at the moment. I've forgotten his name. I usually share this story because it's a very true story. He made a story of how his daughter completed UC Berkeley in US and never learned anything about investment analysts in her school days. But because she works with the dad and the dad is a rich person, they do this investment thing. So she has knowledge about it. So before they graduated, she came to the dad and told the dad, Dad, I want to be an investment analyst, at least for the next 3 years. And the lady was thinking the dad would just, okay, manage these funds of mine, or let me talk to a friend. The dad never said all those. The dad gave her an assignment to go and then look for 2,000 people, gave her keywords. So they look for 2,000 people who might be interested in this. They brought it down, then they developed a portfolio, okay, that if you invest this amount of money in this fund or in this what within this range, this is what you get. And it's more like what investment analysts do. And that is what the lady did. The dad never helped her. The dad just left the thing to her, do it. When she was done, the dad reviewed, taught her what to do. Then instead of emailing these 2,000 letters, they hand wrote everything. Like, look at the stress in it. They hand wrote all the cover letters and now sent it by box, by mail address, post address. 2,000 of them. The summary of the story is that the lady got a lot of offers, but the one she went for was a retired man who doesn't even have the funds again, but rather called her and told her, are you interested in working with this company? And she said yes. Then the retired man called the company and said, I have this person, this is what she has done, hire her. And per the story, the investment analyst who wasn't trained by the investing was making about 3 times. Her salary was like 3 times those who completed her year badge in UC Berkeley. Now, you can imagine this. Now, if you don't know about the backstory, wow, she's making this amount of money. Oh, rich dad, and all these vibes, but nobody showed you the process. Nobody showed you the application process. So these are the alternatives means. If everybody is applying through email, don't apply through email. You can decide to go whenever the company is having a fun day out. Go there, sit there, network with them. Don't talk about jobs. What do you do? Oh, I'm a data scientist. Talk about them, let them bring out their data things, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. They will be having a challenge. Oh, we always have noise in our data. Have you tried this? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done that? Then you are now giving them value. So when they sit in the interview room with you, they don't now ask you what is a pie plot. Okay, type pd.head. No, they don't ask you that because you've shown them what you can do. So if you are willing to go through all these things, you have built a relationship, you've done your research, you have done all these projects, works, and the likes, and you don't have the skills, that's a bad PR, and you don't want to land there. So as you are doing all this, please, some of us, we have to stop applying for jobs. Like, let's take a career decision. Okay, I want to be a data analyst. Sit in your room, don't see the sun. 1 month, come out. Then you start applying. So I will skip all this. Um, yeah, so you have to catch people off guard. As I mentioned, I think this is the first draft of the presentation I'm sending out. Yes, nobody sends a job application through X. Nobody sends a job application through TikTok. But you notice that the CEO of a company or the HR is very active on TikTok. Connect with him. Have a personal conversation. Don't have a kind of work conversation with him. Then you send your message, catch them off. Oh, it's even just here. Yeah. Catch them when they are off guard. Okay. Projects, spoken about this. This I call the early framework. So the camp is the framework. It's the earliest framework. The first one is the channel. The channel through which you are sending the information is very important. Okay, don't never send a job application through a noisy channel. Noisy channel is a channel that everybody is using to apply for jobs. Okay, when you go on LinkedIn, 1,000 applications, what is the probability that yours will be selected? 1/1,000. That's like you are depending on grace. Like don't do that. It's a crime. Don't do it. Okay, yeah. I will not want to talk about this. It's quite complicated because I'll have to explain everything. I'm trying to stick to um time. Okay. Hmm. What I will not tell you, but they are true. Number one, you have to bypass gatekeepers. So how do you bypass gatekeepers? Now, even LinkedIn can be a gatekeeper. The job application process can be a gatekeeper. The HR herself can be a gatekeeper. An employee of a company or an employer herself or himself can even be a gatekeeper. So you have to look at how can I bypass a gatekeeper? Okay, whenever I send a job application, it doesn't get to the hiring manager. There's always an NSS personnel, national service personnel, or an intern somewhere who is always denying me. Okay, how do I bypass this person? Okay, so the gatekeeper doesn't always have to be a person. It doesn't always have to be a system. So the gatekeeper from company to company varies. Okay, let me also share to you another story. So a guy recently interviewed with a company, and the company was very interested in him. And how the interview went, it looks like the guy was overqualified. So the company was like, you know what? We're actually looking for a mid guy, but you are a senior, not just a senior in this data science, data engineering, or data architecture kind of thing, but you are more like a master of all. And per the conversation, you are an expert in all. And aside all these two, you are still doing things in this material engineering and semiconductor is just at your tips. So do you know what? We want you to work with our R&D, research and development, and still work with our data unit. Is that okay with you? The guy said, okay. Then they're like, no, we have lost a lot of candidates to where you are going to. So the guy made mention that he will be going to Taiwan for a program. And like, see, when guys come back, they don't know us again. So please don't go. Just stay. We are making the offer. We'll give you the offer. Then they go, come back, and someone who wasn't at the interview, so the HR managing director, all the bosses that the guy will report to were there. That was the final interview. Then the HR came back and was like, we asked for 3 days, but can you extend it for 1 week? We are currently having internal challenges. Not knowing there was a boss somewhere who decides that, no, we still want a junior. We don't want a mid or a senior guy. Let's go to what was on paper. Now, at that point, the HR and the other guys who were rooting for you became a gatekeeper. Okay, not that they were against you, they were actually for you, but the system doesn't just allow you to have a conversation with the boss himself. So what do? Use the alternative route. How do you get to the boss? That's a different question. LinkedIn, there's a day out, Google him, what church does he attend? Because of the boss, go to his church. Like if he, whatever thing you can do to get in contact with the guy, if his church is just around you, go to his church. People are generally good when it comes to church services, like religious activities. Rarely do you see people fighting at churches. Okay, like just try to bypass the boss. Number one. Number two is that sometimes you have to create your own role. So there's a company that they are facing problem A, B, C, D. They don't know how to call it. You can tell them, you know what, I can be the cameraman for you and take the videos. And aside that too, I can also teach your data science thing. At that point, what are you? Videographer, data scientist. So you have to create your own, you have their problem, you've solved it for them. So you create your own role. Now, an advantage about this is that when you create your own role and you do it well, you now have the bargaining price. So you tell them, this is the amount of salary I want to make, and I want to come to work on this day, on that day, and like you decide on it. Okay. I always advise people to work backwards from the problem because everybody is just going hit it at the head. No, how do you do something different? The channel of communication is very important. So there is the message, there is the method, there is the manner. You can have a good message, but if the method by which you are sending it is, there are ways you tell people they are foolish, and they will never be like, they will never go angry, they will never be angry, but you are just telling them they are foolish. And there are ways you tell people they are wise, and they will be angry. Why are you telling me I'm wise? Okay, so the method, the manner, the, yeah, the third one, of which I think you know. Yes, another thing too is that some companies really want to hire people, but they have economic challenges. They really want someone to lead communications for them. They need a legal head. They need someone like you. But the truth is, they don't have the money to pay them. So do you know what you do? You tell them, okay, I understand you currently have challenges, but what if we do it this way? I come to work twice a week, and then you give me two-thirds of the salary or half of the salary, or you give me half of the salary. Like, negotiate with them. Try to understand. So why are they not hiring people, but they need people? See, businesses are always not NGOs. They are there to make profit. Okay, so anything that will increase their profits or make their yield bigger, they are in for it. So if you happen to be a talent that can increase their profits, see, when businesses are hiring you, it's not because, oh, we want to curb unemployment and we want, no, 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 no. They are looking at what they are getting. But most often they make it look like, oh, we are helping you. No, they are not helping you. You are also helping them. So it's more like a handshake. Okay, so if something is preventing their hand from coming out, you have to stretch it. You have to stretch yours more and pull theirs towards you. Okay, so try to understand, why are they not hiring? Okay, so everybody's on social media. Why is it that this company doesn't have a website at the moment? They don't even have a company email. Company email should cost you less than 200 cedis to get a company email for an entire month. You tell them all this. You tell them how companies have lost funds just because of not using a company email. You tell them, okay, you know what, I can create this for you, I can do this, I can do this. What if you allow me to manage your administration for few months, and let's see. But you know what, I'm very busy, and that will mean that I can only work for 2 days. Is that okay with you? But trust me, I'm not going to receive anything less than 2,000 cedis. They're like, okay, yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's all. Close the deal. Be smart about it. This is not about you now sending an application and then going through the raffle, and then you now have to depend on an HR to decide what to do. Yes, the system about applying for jobs has evolved, like it has changed. It keeps changing. I've made mention about how the name, sometimes you read job description and you're like, ah, is it not a data scientist they are looking for? Financial analyst. Yeah, I think financial analyst is common. Which one is the new one? I don't know. Like, which you can type it in the comment section. A new job you saw and you're like, wow, what is this? Then you read the description like, oh, this is what they are looking for. You can just type it in the comment section. I'll be glad to know. Yeah, so that's about that. So about the job search, so the volume, but all these things are more like you have to tweak, okay? So it is not like everything I'm saying here is one directional. It's more like situational. You have to, okay, so what is the situation demanding for? So what do I have to do? Uh, be more situational than very stiff. Okay, so sometimes you have to increase the search volume up, sometimes you have to decrease it, sometimes you have to make noise on LinkedIn. Hey, hello, link. One guy made a very nice post. So I know he's learning, but he made a post about he going to Ghana Stock Exchange, and the dashboard and the things there are so technical. He For the non-technical people to understand, and the things were not communicative, made mention of a lot of problems. Then he was like, okay, so he came up and then decided to just develop this dashboard. That's a very smart way. That is not like, hello, LinkedIn, I'm new to data science and I'm no, 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 no. He's learning, but he's not telling people that I'm now on day 2 of data analysis or I'm now on day 3 of data, whatever. So people who will see it were like, oh yeah, Charlie, this thing be true. Anytime I go data, sorry, Ghana Stock Exchange on my website, the thing just be basa 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 basa. Look at what the guy has done. So stunning, so nice. So sometimes you have to make noise. Sometimes you have to put the badge there, open to work. But trust me, most often nobody selects it because you have a tag called open to work. I don't know. Yeah, and sometimes you have to decrease the application. Sometimes you have to make some changes, and it's more like you tweaking to see what is the best fit and trying to listen. It's more like you being a sound engineer or a DJ. Okay, you increase it a bit, you decrease another one. Okay, which one is higher, which one is low? Be in the spirit and listen to it. Okay, this is a perfect tune. Okay, let's shoot this one out. Let's go out. Yeah. Ah, I didn't change this one too. Yeah, so um it's it's a cycle. It's not one dimensional. It's not one directional. It's a cycle. Okay, so don't think, yeah, I'll do the first one and God being so good, I'll get it. Or no, the HR doesn't like me. Oh, the HR is my friend. No, no, no. No, it's you have to go through the process. And whilst going through the process, you have to keep tweaking it. You have to keep changing the net. Okay, so the last job they said, oh yeah, I once met someone who can tell the difference, who is not even a graphic designer, who can tell the difference between um a font size of 11 and 10.5. Imagine how small that is. Font size of 10. No, 11 and 10.5. Hello, Anne. Thank you very much. So imagine how that is. Like someone can tell the difference. And people say I have the ability to just look at things and then know the differences. But that escaped me. And it took someone else who is an HR, all right, but was like, Ellie, I think the date with this, and the gap was, they were not so close for you to even know. And the person was able to tell the difference. Like, so you can imagine. And sometimes when decisions become so difficult, this is what they do. And I was so astonished that such a person was able, like, someone just did that. And this is someone I know doesn't have any knowledge about graphics, doesn't know anything about, like, no. So I was like, wow. So when you're sending the applications right, you have to, okay, so the other company, they said I didn't put more description about my jobs. I just said data science, data analysis. I didn't put any dates there. Listen, sometimes when the people bounce, you have to go back and set a relationship. Chairman, you bounce me, right? Immediately you will be parties for LinkedIn. Okay, so sorry about the internet. Sorry to the international community. It's more like I'm trying to speak there. Not that I'm trying to speak. It's me trying to be a regular Ghanaian here. So so the English. Uh, sorry about that. Yeah, but we'll be fine. Yeah. So you just have to go back to the people and they're like, hey, you did A, B, C. Like, I don't know how to put it, but I'm just trying to say that always, even if they bounce you, try to just have the relationship. Yes, so when I noticed time was not on our side because you have to take questions, I have to also talk about the method, the manner, and then the message. Trust me, most of these slides, I would have preferred to spend about 15 minutes on each of the slides. Okay, like I would have preferred to just, it's the slides were prepared through inspiration. Yeah, they're inspirational. If you're also in that inspiration, just send me an emoji or something else. I think I would gladly appreciate that. Okay. Ah, before we close, in everything I have said, or everything I have said now, one thing I deem that fits or that supersedes everything, the techniques, the skills I've given to you, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. Already, I've made mention that this talk is not about um, develop your CV this way, optimize your LinkedIn, do that, do that, do that. No, this is not about that. But one of the things that I think supersedes a lot of things, all, is God. The religious aspect is very important, whether you believe it or not. Okay. People got jobs that they never applied to, and I don't know how to tell you all those, but trust me, God is still in the miracle working business. And sometimes you just have to leave everything to God, trusting that He will help you out. Like, that is to be sincere with you. Sometimes you just have to leave things to God and tell God that, Senior, the place the thing catch, I have to be a lazy person and leave everything to you. Okay. Now, does that mean you should be lazy and just sit in your room that you are not going to do anything? No, you have to work your ass out. Okay. Now, another thing you have to pick from this message is that be skilled, not perfectly skilled. You don't have to be extremely, like, see, there are people who have been practicing what I do for 20 years and above, and yet still when they speak, it's as if they still want to learn. I'm like, guy, you've been doing HPC for over 20 years. What do you still want to learn? So imagine me, started HPC engineering not too long ago, and I'm like, oh, I want to learn everything before I apply for a job. I won't get anywhere. Because someone who is 20 years plus over is still learning. And he learns as if he's now starting. So just be skilled, not perfectly skilled, but just know that, oh, okay, I have the fundamentals of this, I can do this. Never go to a job market and tell them, you know what, even a pen, I can't hold a pen, but I want to be an administrator. No, tell them, you know what, I can write an address, I can write a heading, but for the content, once I get the what you want me to write about, for the beginning, it will take me some few days, but once time goes through, I will be able to, yeah. And the other one is that be value and maintain the value, like be valuable and maintain the value. Like, I noticed that previously when I talk to people, I tell them to enter with value. And what I notice is that they enter with a value and then the value dies off. That is very dangerous. You told a company you can do A, B, C, D, you started the development, you were, yeah, work start at 8, 6 o'clock we're at work. Then the next 3 months, work start at 8, and then 12 o'clock you are not even at work. They called you, you can't even answer. What's wrong with you? That's someone's business. Generations are depending on it. So enter with value and maintain the value, keep the value growing. So it doesn't mean you are in need of job today, so you enter with the value. Once they give you the contract, then you start misbehaving. No. Now, most of these things we've said here, they are things for people who are now applying for jobs, but it can equally be used for people who already have jobs. I know in Ghana, a lot of people are employed, but yet still unemployed. Yeah, because you are employed, you are making 2,000 cedis a month, and then your transportation alone is taking 1,000 cedis. So you are left with 400 cedis. Then MTN monthly bundle takes 300 cedis or 500 cedis. Then the rest is on God. So indirectly, you are still unemployed. You go to work because Monday morning everybody dresses up and you can't be in the house alone. So you also decide to just follow them. What you can equally do is that now you notice that, okay, your company, everybody just does everything just like that. And you realize that, okay, you can manage operations. Gone are the days where there was nothing like operations head. Uber and the likes, they now have fleet manager or fleet lead. Fleet lead is just more like the one who manages the trotro, those transits we have in Ghana now. And I know most people can be able to do that thing, but you see a job application, fleet lead, you don't even know what a fleet is. You don't even know how to lead it. So you can write your, like, just try to prove the value to your manager. Tell him that, senior, I can do it. And it's not just by the word, but let them see the action. okay? And treat yourself as a project, treat your life as a project. Have a sprint. So a sprint is like, okay, so this is my phase one. My phase one is I have to learn Python. And then when I'm done learning Python, I pause a bit, then I do this. So you're done learning this, go for a hackathon, evaluate your skills, talk to other people. Please, another thing again is that I would advise that you apply for jobs in groups, okay? It is more beneficial for my brother to have a job and I can ask him for a loan and he will not give me than my brother not having the job and he will still be hungry and be depending on me for food. Okay. When you apply for a job, AI is very broad. So maybe you have specialized in computer vision. You apply for the job and then they say it's computer vision. So it's NLP. It's now on you to link your brother up. That's senior Charlie. It's NLP. You know my NLP is no good. So I think you have a chance in there. Probably tell the HR that I've been working with this guy. He's very good and what. If you don't mind, I can contact him for him to contact you. You've just cut the work of the AR very simple, the HR very simple. They don't have to go through the process of advertising and the likes. Like help someone out. Someone will definitely help you out. It's time. So thank you very much. And if you want to read, you can read the conversation there. Um, so that's my LinkedIn. Please don't just connect to me on LinkedIn just for the sake of connecting. Let's connect with value. If you have anything you think I'll be valuable to assist you with, I'm highly open. Um, yes, questions.
Hi, Elikim. Thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. I see that Na Aquile has a hand up. Na, please, you can speak. Hello. Am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes, please,
Yes,
now.
you are.
I just want to know if the slides will be made available for us.
Yes, the slides will be made available.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, hey, why did I just answer that question? um, Connie, would it be made available?
If that's okay, yes, it can be made available.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Does
So
anybody else? Okay.
they will be made available, but I'm just thinking because I deleted two versions. I deleted there were two. This was like whilst I was sitting in transit coming back home one day, then I just decided to develop this because I have to spend like 2 hours. So just develop this. Then when I came back, I realized there were some typos and I corrected the typos and I deleted one. So if I'm presenting this, then it means that I deleted the right one and kept this one. So the question now goes to, will Ellie be able to now sit down, go back to the PowerPoint and, and I don't want to send this out with the type, I think this slide has a type, this slide, yeah, like, will not well aligned and, yes, gosh.
Okay. So we'll leave you to think about it. We'll give you time to do the edits and then send them when you are free or when it's ready. Would like to take a few more questions. If you have any questions you would want to ask, kindly raise your hand and we'll take your questions. If not. But Ellie, I truly enjoyed the presentation. This is not like what we usually hear or see. It's usually about, oh, optimize your LinkedIn, do this, do this. But this is like sort of like a best approach to things. I think the loopholes we don't see while applying for jobs, and it made a lot of sense. I like the part where he said usually when employers are employing, sometimes it seems as though they are doing you a favor. But then he said it's a handshake, and it made a lot of sense. So it's like
think Connor is battling with either MTN or
Hand
Vodafone.
goes, hand people call jobs, certain jobs. I think Nana Aquile wrote people analyst, and then
Yeah,
Shaibu also wrote quant analyst. I don't know where people analyst is. That's like an HR role.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you all for making time to join the call. We trust that this session has been very good, and we hope that you secure jobs following all the steps and principles Ellie stipulated. Thank you so much, Ellie Klim, for making time, and have a good evening.
Really, really into you all.
Okay, bye.
Bye.